Cortez and Mark Sedgwick. It's another beautiful day here in Colorado. Just wanted to share with you some of the view. We decided to
Yeah.
do an outdoor recording so we can continue to enjoy our day here as we're visiting Colorado. Today we have a super special guest, Isaac Lopez. He's a dog trainer and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does and what inspired him to be a dog trainer.
Yeah. What's up, Isaac? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Let the
How are you
audience.
doing? Good, good. My name is Isaac. I'm a dog trainer. I've been training dogs for over 9 years. Started from just a regular pet owner to training police dogs, to training essentially all types of military dogs, and now just specializing in aggressive dogs and pet dogs.
Oh,
Awesome, man.
aggressive dogs. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about that. I want to dive into that, but I want to tell a little bit about the story of how we met.
Yes.
So I was in the airport coming to Denver, Colorado, and he was behind me in the line to get into the plane. And I saw he had a dog with him, and I was very curious of how he was able to get a dog onto the plane because I'm a dog lover myself. I told you, Isaac, that I have 4 of my own. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, 4, huh? And so yeah, you told me a little bit about it, but you told me you're a dog trainer, and that's how that whole situation worked out. But yeah, so that was pretty interesting. I'm pretty grateful we got to meet, man, and we exchanged business cards and all that kind of stuff. So all you folks out there watching, don't be afraid to ask questions because then it opens opportunities like like this one right here. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we met. Yeah, that was actually a client's dog. Me flying him back to Colorado.
Yeah.
Wow. How long do you keep them for and how long do you have to train them for?
Depends on the level of training they want. So that dog actually just had basic obedience and it was aggressive towards other dogs. So that took like 3 weeks. So essentially, I flew to Colorado, picked up the dog because I was afraid to get in a car, drove the dog 15 hours back to Houston, trained the dog, and then flew it back to Colorado.
Wow, man.
Nice.
What a mission, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, the drive. I did the drive in 1 day. So yeah, it was a mission.
Oh yeah, man. We're about to do one of those drives here because we're gonna be heading back to Houston on a drive, so we'll be experiencing something like that too, man. A lot of our lives are kind of aligning in similar ways. But yeah, I wanna also talk about how your transition. You told me how you originally were kind of like a brick and mortar kind of business. Is that right?
Yeah, so I've had a lot of different phases. Essentially, the first phase was I was just a regular pet owner. I got a Rottweiler, and essentially, it was going to be way too much dog for me. It was an import from Germany. It was just going to be, it was a gift from a past girlfriend, and I didn't know what to do. So I paid a police officer to help me train it basic obedience, and I went once a week. He taught me something, and I loved it. So I did that for basic obedience, and then after that, I was hooked. I said, "What can I do further?" He said, "Advanced obedience." So I paid him that money, and I came once a week. And then I'd come a little earlier to watch him train other dogs. And then after that, I said, "What else can I do?" He's like, "Well, if he bites, we can teach him personal protection." So then I literally taught him personal protection. I didn't have anyone to help me, so I would get like a bite sleeve, like the sleeves you put on your arms,
Yep.
and I'll put it on a tree with a restriction band and make him bite a tree because I had no one to help me. I would have neighbors that can put it on. So essentially, I got that dog. Well, she got that dog for like $1,500, and then 2 years of training him. I was doing a little demo with him, and a police officer came and offered to buy him for $20,000. He
Wow.
said, "Can I buy a dog for the police station?" And I said, "No, it's my dog." Um,
How cool is
and
that?
then
You refused the 20K.
yeah, so I was like, "No, it's my dog." This was my dog. I spent every day with it, training it in every moment. And then after that, I just got business cards and I got the knowledge that I learned. Actually, right before that, when I finished the bite work, I asked him what I could do to get into the business, to dog training business, and he told me, "Don't worry about it. There's no money in it." I'm the type of person that if you tell me no, I'm gonna find a way. So
Yeah.
I made business cards. I went to mailboxes. I dropped them. Mailboxes. I went to the mall. I did demos with my dog, and then a client rolled into 2 clients, 3 clients, and then it just kept rolling.
Right.
Then
What a
I
blessing.
managed dog training academies. I've done it all since then.
Yeah, man. And so that's what sparked your inspiration. Was it that first dog? How old were you, man? Because for me, growing up, I was surrounded by like 7 dogs in when I was living with my mom, my aunt, my grandma, and my uncle, my sister. It was like 7 dogs in my house. So as a kid, I've always loved dogs. I want to know your story. Was that your initial?
Probably. So I grew up with dogs. I had a little Jack Russell and I had like a black lab, but they weren't trained. Talking about the Jack Russell lived his whole life peeing in the house. Essentially, I think just seeing how easy it was if you understand how to make it as simple as possible, um, got me hooked. And then seeing the progress of working like with an animal and then just clicking to the point of like if I walked with my left foot, my dog would heel. If I walked with my right foot first, it would stop moving. Things of this notion.
They
Mm.
pay attention to patterns, I guess, to the patterns
Yeah,
and pick up on that.
consistency is a huge part of dog training.
Train some humans. Do you train humans?
Yeah, essentially, the dog is the easy part. That's like 30% of it. 70% is teaching the owners.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know about Caesar Milan. He's one of the masters of the craft. I'm sure you've studied a bit of him too.
Yeah, yeah. His is it's a different technique. So this dog training is broken into three techniques. It's positive, which is like Petco, PetSmart. It's very treat rewarded based. Essentially that means that it's great for puppies. The dog will do everything you need it to at a very young age, because it values food above all else. Then there's a traditional type dog training, which essentially it's a lot of corrections. Essentially you correcting the dog into submission. And then there's balance training, which is what I do, which is a good job and bad job, essentially teaching the dog what's wanted and what's not.
Yeah, yeah. And
Caesar is more on the positive side.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And what me and you were talking about on the walk into the plane was how similar this kind of stuff is to child development and teaching as well. I'm studying to be a teacher
Yeah,
as well.
psychology. Absolutely.
We're talking about positive reinforcement and all these things that also work with humans too, and teaching, right? It's all essentially teaching a brain, right? Teaching a creature
Yeah,
to do something, right? A desired outcome. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff relates to
absolutely.
all kinds of ventures of teaching, right?
Yeah. It's all connected.
Absolutely. It's like it's all connected. Just like everything else. If you can find a connection, you will,
Yeah, man.
if you look for it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I have another question. I wanted to know, for somebody who's aspiring to do what you do, because I'm sure you've had ups and downs. I want to hear more about your story with your transition. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Tell me about your transition from a station
Yeah,
to
so
location.
actually right after that, yeah,
Go ahead.
so after that, the when I started the business, passing business cards in mailboxes, my Rottweiler actually got seizures, and I had to put him down on his second birthday.
Wow.
Till today,
Sorry about that.
still the best dog I've ever owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super sad. He was my world. 2 years literally started the career of me being a dog trainer. Um, so then after that, I started working with other trainers, and then I realized that I love the way other trainers work, and I hate the way other dog trainers work.
Mm,
Um, After that, I what's it called? Did an at-home service. So essentially, I would be doing one-on-one consultations with people and training them to train their dogs. Um, and then started working with another dog trainer. At this point in my life, um, I was boarding dogs in my house. I think I had like 9 dogs in my house once. My landlord was about to kick me out because I had way too many dogs at the house. I had my personal five, and then five of my clients' dogs doing boarding trains, and then I decided to move to Colorado. So once I wanted to go to Colorado to open up another dog training academy because I part owned one in Florida, but I wanted to own one completely in Colorado. Colorado has more dogs, more land. It was very ideal. Once I got over there, I realized that in Colorado it's a lot more pet training. Um, and I wasn't really interested into that. I was more into the protection world. I worked with a lot of police officers, a lot of personal protection dogs. Um, but I got a job as a trainer in an academy, just to make ends meet. And then after that, probably within like 4 months, I became the manager of that academy. I started running the academy for like a year. Um, Through this, I learned a lot. I thought pet training was beneath me, but absolutely not. It teaches you a lot about behavior modifications to work with friendly dogs. It's great that you know how to make a dog aggressive, but if you know how to make a dog aggressive, you know what ticks them off to make them civilized for their parents and why they're acting the way they are. So it opened up my mind and taught me a lot. Probably trained more breeds that I haven't even heard of during that time than I did before. Because in police world, it's only German Shepherds, Mals, and Dutch Shepherds. So I trained a lot of different breeds, got a lot of different insights, and then I still didn't love the process. I still don't love the process of academies. Just because dogs, they live 24/7. They're breathing, thinking, living animals. So to keep them in an academy where someone works at 8 or 9, 7 to 8 type shift, and then leaving them for that long period of time, 14, 15 hours at a time, I decided I didn't like that anymore. I wanted to create something more personalized. And at that point, I ironically now moving to Austin, but am only getting a house in acreage where I can board the dogs in a living in-home situation. So the distance between the academy training and them going home to their homes is very minimum. And now that's kind of where I'm at. That's why I'm flying everywhere. I'm driving everywhere. My approach is a lot more personal. It's more catered to the dog and all aspects of the dog, not just training it, just living with it, seeing the way they function. Because a lot of the problems we've seen is we don't even see them in academies. Because it's a building and they go through this routine, and once they go home into the kitchen, they jump on the counters. Yeah, we can fix counter surfing, but we can't imitate a kitchen unless you're in your own home.
You are brilliant for doing that, and you're such a kind-hearted soul because you're thinking above and beyond the basics, the basics that everybody else is doing, and you're also taking into consideration the animal. I love it. I love your heart. I love the way you're thinking. That's why I told Mark, what a beautiful way that you connected on their plane. But I could tell that you are, you're doing something different. You're going outside the norm, and you're sharing your light. So we were like, yeah, we gotta share his light on our
Yeah,
podcast. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, thank
And
you.
you're following your heart, man. A lot of people out here, just for the listeners, I want to encourage you guys not to follow your heart and to follow your passions. This man has I think it was necessary for you to go into the world of the academy and figure out that structure, so you can learn those fundamentals and also learn what not
Absolutely,
to do as well, right? So, and
Yeah.
then now you're creating your own world, your
a
own
lot of that.
method. So I commend you for that, and I wanna encourage
Absolutely.
everybody out there to follow your dreams in that way. It doesn't have to be the way the world is now or the structures that people have created in the past. We can shift these things. We could be superheroes like my man Isaac is. We can be these kinds of things. So I want to encourage you
Yeah.
guys to continue, man. So next question, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, next question, bro. I want to ask you what if somebody who is interested in training dogs in this fashion, or maybe following your footsteps, man. What kind of words of encouragement or advice would you give to them?
I would tell them not to follow my footsteps. Actually, I would tell them to go to as many trainers with their dogs and do one-on-ones as they can until they can form their own mindset and their own beliefs and their own thoughts of process of dog training. Too many people, the dog training world is very egotistic. They like to say I'm better than that trainer. I'm better than that trainer. How I see it is, there's a lot of dogs in this world. I'm not gonna talk down about anyone. I'm not gonna compete with you. There's plenty of dogs out there. Sorry,
You're
that
good. Keep
was
going.
my phone. There's a lot of dogs out there. There's plenty for us to train. So I would just say go out there and get your hands as many dogs as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Help your friends with their dogs. Ask them if you can train the dogs for free. Because if you love it, you're gonna do it for free.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And you know what? Maybe one day you can come out with like a training program to help people figure this kind of stuff out. Maybe once you figure everything out and everything starts to settle down, maybe that's a future thing. So you could train. I think you're a master, or maybe you're becoming a master, but that'll be very valuable
Yeah,
to
I
people.
definitely I still have a lot to learn. Definitely, I still travel to California. I still travel to a lot of different places to work with a lot of different trainers. I'm still practicing when I'm preaching. I'm still trying to get my hands in front of as many trainers for them to criticize me and me to pick up what I like and to leave what I don't. I actually already have DVDs being made to help people that want to do it themselves, and I do essentially I have DVDs just for that, but I fly anywhere. If anyone needs my help, I'm there. And even if you call me and you don't want to pay a trainer and you just want someone to answer your questions, I'm here. I mean, I'm here because I love dogs.
My
Awesome.
man. Hey, why don't you say your email or give so the listeners can get it in case if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah,
Or if you have
absolutely.
a
So I have
website
two
too.
accounts. Yeah, I have two accounts. I'm mostly going off Instagram right now. So there's Caliber period K9. It's a new account I just started now that I moved into Austin. And then I have my original page. So I also breed mastiffs. So all four of my dogs are mastiffs. So I have mastiff underscore of underscore Olympus. And I'm actually going to be presenting my first breeding this year. So I've been working on my breeding for over 4 years, and this is going to be my first breeding.
Beautiful,
Wow,
brother.
congratulations.
Congrats, man. Hey, yeah,
Thank
so
you.
that was on Instagram. So y'all reach out to him if y'all have any questions for your dogs. You know, a lot of people out here don't know how to handle dogs. You know, they don't know how to be teachers. You know, maybe they were never taught as kids, or you know, I was blessed in the way that I was kind of born into my aunt was just a dog trainer, and just she studied Cesar Millan and all these people, and I got interested, and I fell in love with dogs too, and the
Yeah.
training of them, and maybe that's what has caused me, and now that I'm thinking about it, to want to learn the best methods of teaching humans too, you know, and to be able to share
Yeah,
the love with humans as well, and share the love just like we need to share our love with the animals, you know, as well. So I really,
absolutely.
this is a great mission you're on, man.
I do want to say something, you know, as Hispanics, a lot of people don't take care of their dogs. They'll put them in outdoors, chain them up or put collars, you know, just for different reasons, whether it's just because they just want to use them for protection, but they don't take time to really get to know their pet, get to understand, train them, and at the end of the day love them, because they're also part of the creation, you know. So I applaud you for doing this. But is there a message you want to give out to all of the people, not just Hispanics, but all the people who have animals, not just dogs, but also animals? You know, is there something you want to say to them before we leave?
Yeah, absolutely. So dogs are a lot more complex than just tying them outside or into a dog house. So getting a dog is an investment, not just financially but in time. So if you get a dog, especially now that quarantine's happening and all this happening, there's a lot of puppies out there, a lot of dogs in the rescues, just because people didn't take the time to, think it through. So definitely think it through, because you're getting a commitment for years, not a couple months, not a couple weeks, and they're not easy. Like, trust me, I've lost plenty time, money, partners. They're stressful. I mean, I've lived with some pretty intense dogs, and
Yeah.
I'm a full package when you get to know me, because I have four mastiffs, three of them are personal protection, and then they're all aggressive of some sort. Um, so just know that when you get a dog, it's going to be an investment to enhance your life, but just take the time to get to know your animal.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility, you know. It's like having another child, you know. I've learned, you know, it's
Yes,
you
it
gotta
is.
maintain them, you gotta love them. You know, they're creatures too. They have needs and wants just like we do. You know, they're so loyal, and they're very human like in a lot of ways too. You know, as we've mentioned. So I encourage you
They
guys,
are.
don't forget to love your creatures. You know, I think some people might not know how to love. I'm gonna get real honest here, but you know, a lot of us weren't loved as children. You know, luckily I was blessed with a beautiful mother and a beautiful family, but a lot of us weren't taught how to love. You know,
Mhm.
so maybe we mistreat our animals and our creatures, but you know, break that chain. You know, as we talked about in the last podcast, we got to break
Yes,
those generational patterns and learn to love
Yeah,
our animals, learn to love the people around us. You know.
that's right. That's a good point. Wow. Thank you for joining us again
sure.
on our podcast. It's been an honor to get to know you a little bit. But now you have friends in Texas. So if you ever want to come visit us, you know, give Mark a call.
Yeah, man. Any last words for the audience here, my brother?
Absolutely, I definitely will. If you guys ever need any help,
Thank you.
well, thank you. Thank you for letting me share my passion. And I hope I give you guys a little light into the dog training world, and just go out there and find what you love, and then you'll never work a day in your life.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, my brother.
That's
Keep
right.
on shining your light. Keep on loving those dogs. Keep on sharpening them, and we'll keep on sharpening the humans out here, my brother. So let's keep it going.
Well, again, thank you
Perfect.
for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Continue to share your light and be the best trainer you can be as you've done it so far. And again, um, We know we'll see you again soon. And for those out there listening, remember, share your light even with your pets because they're important. Invest in them and love them. Get to know them. If you can't handle them, get a dog trainer or somebody that can help you guide them. Just like we do it with our children, we should also do it with our pets.
Educate yourself, brothers. Yeah.
Yes, and educate yourself. So until next time, we'll see you soon. Blessings and have a happy new year.
Take care, Isaac. Appreciate you coming on, my brother.
Bye,
Talk
Isaac.
to you soon, man.
Of course.
Adios, guys.
Lift your spirit up and shine.
Wow, what a beautiful message by Isaac. You know, a lot of us invest time in our kids and the people we love, but we don't invest enough time with our pets, and they protect us. They also show so much love. You know, they're unconditional. So I've seen people, you know, be so mean to their pets, and the puppies and those dogs will always come back and get next to us and give us kisses and hugs. So please, 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 if you're gonna want a pet, for the kids, the adults that want to have a pet, don't forget to make time to also train them, love them, teach them how to, you know, behave, because they're new also in your home. They have to learn how to navigate, how to behave, how to eat, all those things that that we want to see them be so perfect.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. But hey, it takes a lot of patience. Don't forget it. Let's be patient. Let's educate ourselves. Let's love ourselves so that we can love our animals and the people around us, our family.
Yes.
Let's be honest with each other. Let's reflect. And let's be a light to each other, including our animals. They need us and we need them
That's right.
as our protectors, as our loyal companions, all of that. So let's keep it going, my friends.
Till next time, we'll see you soon.
Adios, guys. Much love.
Lift your spirit